Imagine waking up to take your private jet to the Bahamas after a tough week of running your business. Imagine taking your brand new Rolls-Royce Phantom out for a drive to the Patek Philippe shop just to blow off a few $1,000s that you earned that week. This life that we currently described is how the richest CEOs in the world live their life. Hello folks, and welcome back to our channel. In today's video, we'll show you how some of the richest CEOs travel around the world. CEOs are constantly on the move, may it be for business purposes or simply for leisure. But the way they travel is quite different from how we regular civilians travel. They have the benefit of luxury as well as high security accompanying them wherever they go. So let's take a look at a few CEOs who travel luxuriously. First up, let's take a look at the CEO who's well known to live a frugal lifestyle. Unlike the rest of the CEOs, Warren Buffett, CEO of Berkshire Hathaway, is more than $100 billion. Yet, he chooses to give away his money towards charity as opposed to splurging them on sports cars. In fact, Warren hates supercars. However, Warren does love his Cadillacs. Warren used to drive around in a 2006 Cadillac DTS before he replaced it with a 2014 Cadillac XTS, which is worth $45,000. He drives this car around his vicinity, may it be to grab a quick bite or to simply attend one of his many very important shareholder meetings. Just like how Warren felt splurging on cars was not a necessity, he felt the same about private jets too. In fact, he absolutely loathed having his own private jet, and only after careful consideration did he get his hands on a private jet and considered it a business expense. If you're wondering which private jet he owns, well, he owns a Bombardier Challenger 600, which is worth around $10 million. Warren initially called the jet the Indefensible, which he later changed to the Indispensable. He uses this jet to travel to different countries to attend various conferences and meetings, and is quite lucky enough not to wait in long queues at the airport, nor does he have to deal with the crying kids that most people usually have to deal with in economy class. Warren hates traveling by air unless absolutely necessary. This is due to the massive carbon footprint that it leaves behind, as well as due to the amount of money that's wasted in transporting just one person from one location to another. Here's another CEO who lives quite the opposite lifestyle of Warren Buffett. In fact, this CEO's line of work forces him to live an extravagant life, and he's truly living the life. If you're wondering which CEO we're talking about none other than Bernard Arnault, the CEO of LVMH. LVMH is a luxury goods company that is French holding multinational corporation and conglomerate that's headquartered in Paris. Apart from dealing with LVMH and its various operations, Bernard also overlooks other big brands such as Sephora and Louis Vuitton. Additionally, LVMH recently bought French-owned American luxury jewelry and specialty retailer Tiffany & Co., which is just another accomplishment in Bernard's roster. With all these big companies under his care, Bernard makes quite a decent amount from these companies and is said to hold a net worth of around $140 billion as of now. So what does he do with all this money? Bernard belongs to an industry that requires to be studied heavily in order to make proper decisions. Due to this, he's constantly traveling between major fashion destinations such as Paris, Milan, and New York. And to travel between these places, he uses his Dassault Falcon 7X, which is said to be worth $54 million. What is amazing about this private jet of his is that it can travel 11,000 kilometers non-stop, thus making it a great vessel for long flights. The Dassault Falcon 7X also comes with fly-by-wire technology and is the first business jet to come with this technology. This means that Bernard can make both long and short flights without needing to refuel. So, Bernard could be holidaying on one of the Maldivian islands one day, only to catch a flight the next day to one of his fashion shows in Paris or Milan without worrying about missing his flight. But when he's not using his private jet, Bernard is chauffeured around in his $110,000 BMW 760 Li. One of the richest men in the world is Jeff Bezos, and not so long ago, he held the title of the richest man in the world. Jeff Bezos is currently the executive chairman of Amazon and has a net worth of $131.9 billion. Apart from focusing on Amazon, Bezos has quite a few million-dollar side projects which he's trying to nurture into something bigger. Due to various operations that Jeff has to overlook, he has to travel a lot, especially between the various Amazon headquarters that are located in different cities and countries. To travel between these places, he makes use of his Gulfstream G650ER. He has not one of these jets, but two of them. These jets come with a base price of $70 million each, but Jeff put in another extra $5 million to customize his jets. Apart from having meetings in different cities, Jeff has some of his meetings while traveling. Thus, his jets can be converted from home mode to office mode in a jiffy. This is extremely beneficial during long flights. The various features and amenities that this Gulfstream G650ER comes with includes a kitchen, a relaxation lounge, and even a work area. Additionally, this jet is the farthest and fastest flight in business aviation in history, making it the perfect jet for Jeff Bezos. If you're wondering where he keeps his jets, well, he has them parked in his $5.5 million hangar that's situated at Boeing Field in south of Seattle. When he's traveling within the city, he's chauffeured around in a bulletproof Cadillac Escalade or a Mercedes-Benz S450. While the Cadillac Escalade costs a whopping $96,000, the Mercedes-Benz S450 costs $90,000. Now let's talk about Elon Musk, the richest man on planet Earth. Elon is said to hold a net worth of $213.9 billion. Before we look into the various ways he travels, we must applaud him for the various changes that he has brought about in the transportation industry, may it be transportation on Earth or interplanetary transportation. Apart from being the CEO of Tesla Motors, Elon is a chief engineer at SpaceX, founder of the Boring Company, and co-founder of Neuralink and OpenAI. Elon owns two jets, one being the $70 million G650ER and the other being a $61 million G550. The Gulfstream G650ER is the bigger out of the two jets and is also faster and comes with a better range. Though its annual operation costs come to around $700,000, it's not something that Elon cannot afford. The Gulfstream G650ER, with quite a few extravagant features such as a private kitchen, entertainment space, workspace, and so on. The jet can comfortably carry around 18 passengers, and Musk has spent a lot of time, money, and energy to customize his jet to meet his traveling needs. Elon travels a lot as he has a lot of companies. In fact, in 2018, Elon was said to have taken 250 business flights that totaled up to 150,000 miles traveled. But when Elon has to travel within the city, he prefers to stay loyal to his company and rides in his Tesla. He has quite a few Teslas, including a $140,000 Tesla Model S, $110,000 Tesla Model X, and most recently, he has been seen going around in his Tesla Cybertruck prototype. Unlike the other CEOs we mentioned earlier, Elon likes to drive his cars and not be chauffeured. The reason behind this is that he wishes to understand from a consumer and customer's point of view so that he knows what more improvements can be in the upgraded models that come later on. Lastly, we have another famous CEO, Mark Zuckerberg, the CEO of Facebook. The CEO is said to hold a net worth of $59 billion. If you're wondering about the private jet he owns, well, we're sorry to disappoint you, but the man owns no private jet. However, he does charter quite a few private jets for his business needs. In 2019, Facebook gave him an allowance of $23.4 million for security and personal travel needs, and in 2020, they pumped up the allowance to $25 million. In 2019, $2.9 million of the allowance was used to charter flights, while in 2020, $1.8 million of the allowance was used for air travel. Mark doesn't drive much and is usually chauffeured around in bulletproof vehicles. He, however, does own an Infiniti G sedan to do a quick grocery run or to probably drop his kids off at school. He's also the proud owner of Pagani Huayra, a supercar that's said to be worth around $2 million. With that last piece of information, we've reached the end of today's video. Hope you liked our video. Please subscribe to our channel and remember to hit the like button, turn on the notification bell so that you'll be notified whenever we release a new video, and share the video as far as possible because the more you know, the more you grow. Goodbye, grow.